Hello, I want to say welcome back to everybody. My name is Jason Carone, and thank you for taking a look at my third speech that I'm going to do here for speech class. And today what I wanted to talk to you about was about MacBook computers and Macs versus Windows. So first of all, we'll start off with talking a little bit about Windows. So how many of you have Windows computers out there? How many of you like Windows computers? So for those of you that said, I don't like them, welcome on board to the fan club. If for those of you that said you do like them, I'd ask you, what do you like about Windows? Because here's some of the things that I experienced as I started doing it, and a lot of friends and coworkers of mine as well. You know, one thing is with the Windows computer is you constantly have to maintain it, right? So, and if you're not maintaining it, it's not going to last you long, I can tell you that. And I've been dealing with computers for a long time, so I can tell you this, that Windows computers, how many of you defrag them? How many of you clean out adware? Clean out spyware, clean out viruses, clean out temporary files, clean out cookies, have to restart and shut down your computer frequently, right? These are the kind of things that you deal with. Why do you do it? I don't understand why somebody would want to spend all their time, if they have an option, not everybody does, but if you had the option to get something better, why wouldn't you? Because here's the thing, for most people that are used to Windows, they're kind of hesitant to switch over to Macs. And why is that? Because they don't know it. It's new, right? Most of us are raised on Windows computers and Windows operating system. But the thing is now you have a choice, and that choice is a Mac computer. Now, a lot of us may even have like iPhones, and those are awesome because they're great introductory kind of devices that Apple offers that kind of let you get used to Apple a little bit, get used to kind of their operating systems. But that's the cool thing about Macs. For those of us that have an iPhone and don't have a MacBook, sometimes it can be known as kind of the gateway drug to lead into that. Mac computers are based on a very simple operating system. I can tell you that no to little maintenance is ever needed on a MacBook. So imagine this, just for a second. For those of you that have Windows computers and you're having to shut it down 50 times to shoot this video, here's what I would say. Imagine a computer that did everything it was supposed to do every time. That's how a Mac works. I have 4 Mac computers here at my house, and I can tell you that we use them all the time, and I have to do no maintenance. The other reason, just to cover a few other reasons here why maybe somebody may not want to switch to a Mac, is they don't know if their Windows files and videos and all that stuff can transfer over. Well, the good news is it can. You can actually run Windows on a Mac computer. So you basically would just get a program called Parallels, very inexpensive, and switch it over. You can run Office and Word and Excel on a Mac computer. But you have the reliability, the functionality, and the overall quality that you may not have on a Windows computer. So another reason that I tell you to maybe switch over to a Mac too is just because of the way that they build their computers. They last for a long time and they hold their value. Now most of you that have a Windows computer know that it's just a matter of time, right? Before it actually slowly dies off. So every time you get on, every time you experience it, it's a little bit slower than it was last time. Well, that's how Windows operating systems are based. Mac is completely different. You don't worry about it. You turn it on, it does what it's supposed to do, you turn it off. That's a Mac. That's why people have them. So what I would say is this. If you haven't already, go out there and get yourself an iPhone. Go out there and get yourself an iPad. Go out there and get yourself an iPod. Get anything that you can get, an iMac. If you're looking for a laptop, get a MacBook. These are attractive machines. They're extremely popular and trendy. And the reason that you see so many people fanatical about them when you talk to them is because they're great products. So stop taking the abuse from a Windows machine. And I would say this, try a Mac. Talk to somebody that has a Mac. And when you wonder why they're so loyal to the Mac product, it's because it does what it should every time. So for those of you that have the ability to go into a store right now, for those of you that don't, I would say go ahead and go to apple.com online, take a look at the Macs there, do some tutorials. For those of you that have the option and here in the States, I would say definitely go into an Apple store and just talk to somebody there and see the mindset, see what they do, see what Mac's all about. I challenge you to get a MacBook. It's your decision, and I know they're a little bit more expensive, but in the end, I can tell you this. You'll be far more pleased with a Mac than you would ever be with a Windows computer. And if you're not, I'd like to know why. Thank you very much for your time today. I look forward to your decision and see you at the next speech. Thank you.